let's get you our tail of the tape for the main event. Dos Anjos, 34 years old, 3 years older than the 31-year-old from Nigeria. Usman, 6 feet tall. That is a full 4 inches taller. He also has a giant 6-inch reach advantage. Let's set the table one final time with Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
Judges are ready. These 2 top 5 welterweight contenders are ready. Las Vegas, Nevada, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a freestyle fighter standing 6 feet even, weighing in officially 170.5 pounds in 14 professional bouts. His record, 13 victories and 1 defeat. He is the Ultimate Fighter Season 21 winner, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, USA. The number 5 welterweight contender, here is the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. And across the octagon stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's a grappler standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in officially 170 pounds, and in 38 professional bouts, this veteran has a record standing at 28 victories and 10 defeats. He is the number 3 welterweight contender, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the former UFC lightweight champion of the world, Rafael Dos Anjos.
Protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch love, do it now, go back to your corner.
So there was a touch.
There was a lot of respect between these guys.
There was a beat there. I was unsure.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman, as you saw in the graphic there, heavy favorite, minus 285 for the 5th ranked welterweight contender, ranked 2 spots lower, but a big favorite, plus 220 as the underdog, Rafael Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is in the black, Kamaru Usman is in the white. We are underway. 5 possible rounds at 170 pounds.
And I think the reason for being the favorite is that the streak we talked about, and also the style. Wrestling heavy, and Dos Anjos has had trouble with that style in the past.
What is that you use? Careers made of streaks, names?
Streaks, names, and finishes. And all he needs now are the performances. Those ones where you talk about the next day.
Right. Usman had one of those against Sergio Moraes. Emphatic knockout victory in the first round. That came September of 2017. It's been 2 decisions so far in 2018. 2 stoppages, 6 unanimous decisions in his perfect record in the octagon for Usman.
And this is the kind of style he excels at. Chest to chest, keeping it close. Bullying the smaller fighter. That's what he's going for.
Meanwhile, Dos Anjos, he kind of checks all 3 of your boxes there. He's got wins. Robbie Lawler, Neil Magny, Donald Cerrone ×2. Nate Diaz. That's what you get for being a former champion. Heavy action in the center.
He's got to circle and stay off the fence. It's a huge part of his camp. Got to be successful doing that.
And Usman dips levels 90 seconds into this one. And a big takedown to start things off.
The one thing, if you're Rafael Dos Anjos, is you're facing a guy who has submission skills if you give it up to him. He's definitely the superior jiu-jitsu guy. Take the risks. Try and scramble like this. You know, this isn't a guy who's going to necessarily hop on your back and choke you out. He can afford to turn a little bit and get back to his feet, and that's exactly what he did.
Foot stomp there from Usman as he softens up the body with the right and continues to apply pressure. For all his wrestling background, just 1 submission win in his career in 13 victories, 14 pro fights for Usman.
In terms of his submission game, Rafael dos Anjos definitely the superior submission fighter in there. He's got to get in the position to use it. It's going to be hard to catch him from his back.
Usman now grabs a single leg. For dos Anjos, last in action, of course, interim title shot against Colby Covington, UFC 225 in Chicago. That was back in June. And he told us not to make an excuse, and he wasn't making an excuse, but his ear, he's had problems behind that left ear for a few fights now where it would just reopen up. And it did in the first 20 seconds of that fight. You might remember, if you look online, social media, some of the pictures were, don't eat dinner while you're looking at those pictures, but he got proper surgery. Does not expect that to be an issue going forward. That again behind his left ear, that cut that kept opening up. Big kick there from Usman.
This is where dos Anjos wants to be, in the center, angling, moving, being a difficult target. And the Nigerian Nightmare walking him down, putting him against the fence.
Dos Anjos left his feet for a moment and became a heavy body shot from Usman because of it.
You want to send two messages to an elite wrestler. Number one is, when you take me down, it's going to cost you a lot of energy. You got to make a guy work. You can't give him the quick snatch single leg and you're down. The second one is, you're not going to hold me down. You might spend a lot of energy getting me down, but I'm going to pop back to my feet. You're going to take a heavy toll every time you go in there and commit to a takedown. You might give them up every now and then, but you want to send those two messages to an elite wrestler.
Usman now drops to a knee.
And threatening with the guillotine. Don't know if he'd pull guard to go for it, but he's letting him know it's there.
Under a minute to go now, first round.
An important thing to keep in mind if you're a wrestling dork, which I am, okay, when you watch high-level wrestling, there's something called stalemate, where, well, you'll go in for a single leg, the guy will stop it, and they'll go stalemate and stand you up again. You generally don't have to work that long on the inside. They usually call stalemate. So one of the things you want to do is make a guy work in those stalemate positions.
Takes him off the fence and gets him down, and now Usman trying to stay busy here. 30 seconds to go now.
Yep.
Heavy shot there.
What Usman is trying to do is trying to show him, like, I'm going to hit you if you take a risk to try and get back to your feet. He was able to explode to his feet last time, but this time, Kamaru Usman doing a lot.
Big up kick from dos Anjos.
Wow, that'll rock you.
Usman maintaining control. Final seconds of this first round. We are back in 30 seconds after this on FS1.
Grab some water. Grab some water. Good job. All right, we got that first round out of the way. All right, you were fine on the ground. You got up. Listen, we need a little more circling. All right? Circling away from the strong side of the right and busier. All right? A little busier with your hands and those kicks. All right? You already engaged. You already know what he's got now. All right? That's what he has. All right? Now you got to start putting it on him. We circle to keep him from fucking taking us down. Then we'll get a chance to get off on him. Go ahead.
And no surprise here in that first round. Rafael dos Anjos trying to throw strikes in the center. Kamaru Usman going for the takedown. Beautiful double leg. Look at the elevation here. Boom. Slammed him down. Well, look at this up kick. Boom. Right in front of Dana White. Surprised some teeth didn't land on Dana there. That's a big shot.
Got a reaction out of everybody sitting in this front row, including the UFC boss.
Fight!
Usman anxious to get this second round started.
But to his credit, he got up and acted like nothing happened. Seemed fine.
Was not wobbled and maintained top control the entire time.
That was a Pez dispenser shot, man. His head went way back.
I like that one. I like that phrase.
You may have it.
That's
take it. Take it, my friend.
Pez'd him.
Pez'd him, man. Boom.
Combination punch kick for Usman. Right back to the clinch.
One thing about Usman's style is it makes you change gears in a sense of you're suddenly in this static position, using up your arms and burning your shoulders out, and then bang, in the center you have to go back to that fluid combination striking. And that's a hard thing to do.
Usman tried it. Dos Anjos fought off that takedown attempt. Now another one.
He's mixing in more strikes with his takedowns now. He's not chasing them like he did in round one. He was just solely committed to takedown round one. Now it's like, all right, if I can't get it easy, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Throw some strikes, maybe get around that defense that way. Dos Anjos usually has a great clinch, but it's hard to use against a wrestler like Usman. Against Robbie Lawler, did some great damage with the clinch work.
Usman dips for a moment again.
But look at the reaction of Dos Anjos. He dipped as well, was able to keep underneath him. Great reflexes, but he still isn't where Dos Anjos wants to be.
You got the body there from Dos Anjos as he looks for some room. And now Usman dips down. Fitting that Usman would headline an Ultimate Fighter finale card. He coached on the Ultimate Fighter 14, was brought in as a wrestling coach. This before he was an MMA fighter and was still an Olympic hopeful in wrestling. Then he was on season 21 of the Ultimate Fighter, won that season, and here he is. Does he potentially get a title shot off an impressive victory at this Ultimate Fighter finale? But work to do here. Second round, under 3 minutes to go. And lands the takedown and now going to work on Dos Anjos.
Dos Anjos trying to stay busy from the bottom. Briefly went half butterfly, switching guards. Trying to keep Usman off balance so he can't land a lot of ground and pound.
3 takedowns landed, 8 attempts so far for Usman. And he has applied suffocating pressure to Dos Anjos from the very beginning.
Looks like he's trying to isolate the arm. Wasn't surprised when he went for it. And he doesn't.
Usman sinks back down. And appears to be pushing Dos Anjos back to the fence, maybe looking for some more ground and pound here.
Dos Anjos doing a good job of scrambling. Needs a little more space with his hips. He's going to pop back to his feet. He's got to get his back up against the fence. That's a Kimura position. Wow, he's going for it. This is tough.
Well, Dos Anjos trying to twist up Usman.
Hips aren't in great position, though, and I don't think he's going to be able to get it.
Usman sneaks out now. 90 seconds to go in the second round, which has been mostly on the ground.
That fence there might have saved him. He said put his arm against the fence. He's going back to it. Problem is he doesn't have a lot of room to crank. His head is up against the fence, and Kamaru Usman putting a lot of pressure on that left shoulder. He's grabbing his shorts as well. That is tough.
Oh, wow. Usman trying to roll out of it and push off, and he does. Big submission attempt there for Dos Anjos. Returns him to the feet.
Problem is he has to circle back to the center. He can't stay here against the fence. He's angling well, but his back is still to the fence.
See his nose open up a little bit. Usman not scared to go right back into the pool. Short elbow there on the left side from Usman.
That was a beautiful shot. Problem is that Dos Anjos probably spent a lot of energy on that Kimura.
More finishes by submission than knockout for Dos Anjos. 9 by sub, 5 wins by knockout in his career. Glance up at the clock. 20 seconds left. Second round. He tries to back him up with an uppercut and then a low kick from Dos Anjos. And now a high kick. And off his feet. The Brazilian's back in it. Trading here to end the second round. One more time to the clinch, and there is the horn.
Hey, face this way. Let him get a cut. Hey, calm down, breathe in. Listen, you can start taking over now. I just need a little bit more movement. Don't give him that fence so much, all right? See how you give him the fence? You're anticipating him there? When you go, you're beating him in the punch in there, all right? Touch him and keep moving. You need to get a little busier with your hands and your legs. Hey, his legs feeling that.
Look at it here, the scramble, this Kimura position. Uses it as a sweep, able to get on top. Nice scramble by Kamaru Usman to get back to his feet. Look at this knee fall by that short elbow right above the eye. Dos Anjos took it well, but great flurry at the end of the round.
Thanks, Al.
If that's a cut on Dos Anjos' right ear, it's like, come on, I just got my left ear fixed.
Step back, please. Behind the black line. Step back.
But Dos Anjos really getting himself back into this fight at the end of the second round. Third round is underway here. And for Kamaru Usman, I don't know that he's ever been in that much trouble since he started his UFC career.
Yeah, very true, but
not that he's in trouble, but
veteran move. He didn't panic, he scrambled well.
But still advancing is Usman. Heavy body shots. And a body kick there from Dos Anjos.
Usman showing a lot of confidence in his striking, man. He's throwing big bombs.
Staying right in the phone booth. Big uppercut. And now he dips.
And that's what he has the option of doing, is unloading and then switching gears and making it a pressure kind of fight. You talked about he's throwing punches in the phone booth. Yeah, but he's the one that can then initiate the clinch and make it a different kind of fight. Knee pick, and
they go once again. Keeping the knee for the moment. And posting is Dos Anjos. He fires a right quickly. 4 takedowns now from Usman in this fight. And Dos Anjos, for the moment, returns to his feet. Chip and a knee on the way up. And that has opened up Dos Anjos. And now Dos Anjos fires forward.
The problem is, if you're Rafael Dos Anjos, he's not a natural 170. He's okay for the weight class, but not big for the weight class. He can't trade 1-for-1 with punches. It's got to be 2, 3, or 4 to 1. He's got to throw combinations. Right now, a lot of this is 1-for-1, and he's the smaller guy taking on a bigger, stronger opponent.
Usman decides to stop striking as they go under 3 minutes in the third round. And another takedown for the Nigerian Nightmare.
So when Dos Anjos has his moments on the feet, you have to keep in mind that Kamaru Usman is just going to throw harder punches. Back to this Kimura position.
Like you always do, stay hands on your shoulder.
Problem with Kimura is a lot of times it's a strong man's move. It takes a lot of energy to get it going, to really get the finish with that, especially from the bottom. And he's in half guard position. A lot of times the Kimura ends up being a sweep in this position as opposed to a submission.
6 takedowns as you saw there. As Dos Anjos looks to mount some offense again from the bottom.
He's got the skills to go for it. Lets it go.
Lets it go, and now Usman trying to wrap up that neck with the left arm.
And now he's trying to sneak out on the right side. Kamaru Usman, and he does it. He's back to his feet. That's why he let go of the Kimura. He saw that exit out that way. Because Kamaru Usman was putting pressure on his left side to get away from the Kimura. That opens up the right side, and he could escape.
And now Dos Anjos grabs a leg, but Usman,
crotch lift counter,
goes around the back. And again, it's Usman in dominant position.
This is where that becomes misery. Just a big guy on top of you, on the back of your head, putting pressure on you, and you have to find a way out.
Dos Anjos sneaks out and back to his feet with just over a minute to go in the third round. Usman working right in the corner, right in front of his corner. Henry Hoof there. Hard Knocks 365 out of Florida.
Dos Anjos just isn't going to get back into this fight in this position. Needs to get back to the center, and that's been the hard part. Kamaru Usman always following his hips, always cutting him off, always putting his back against the fence. He's going to have success. It's going to be here.
A break and return to center. High kick attempt there from Dos Anjos. 30 seconds now in the third. There's a left cross, follows it up with a jab, does Dos Anjos. And a leg kick, but getting back toward the fence. Usman punching his way in again. They trade jabs. And one more takedown attempt to end our third round. We will keep it here as we head for a fourth.
Hey, look this way. Look this way.
Look at this against the fence. This is where Kamaru Usman has done his best work. Body shots just punishing him. As if his physical pressure wasn't enough. Doing a good job working the body. Nice knees inside. You can see he's getting more confidence with his striking in between these grappling exchanges.
And try to avoid even being in that position. Let's move those feet. You know we've been moving our feet all camp. Let's keep them moving and start plucking away. You don't need to load it up, but we need to put it together. You caught him with some nice shots towards the end of that round, right? But as soon as we get momentum going forward, let's see if we can back him up a little bit, all right? Talk to him. Get a little Portuguese in this guy's ear.
The Ultimate Fighter finale is sponsored by Cerveza Modelo, the official beer of UFC. At the Pearl, Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, we have crowned 2 Ultimate Fighters here tonight. We will get a winner between 2 top 5 welterweight contenders as we enter the 4th round here.
I think Dos Anjos has a lot of work to do to get this fight back. I'd say the first 3 went to Kamaru Usman. Could be wrong, but he definitely needs these last 2 rounds. If not a finish.
What Dos Anjos has landed, they've had an effect on Usman. Yep. Just hasn't been here very often through this fight. Usman's worn well as well, but...
And when he does get back here, it seems like he's exhausted. I mean, his arms and shoulders must be burning from all the time he's spending inside pummeling with Kamaru Usman against the fence.
Usman with the uppercut. Heavy leg kick from Dos Anjos.
I like what I'm seeing with his footwork. But once again, he's against the fence. This is right where Kamaru Usman wants him.
Usman's starting to put it together here. Not rushing in for a shot this time. Letting the hands go. Usman confident on the feet.
Yeah, he's definitely found his striking range. Using that reach advantage, staying behind the jab. Then going in for the takedown.
Now he goes in and dumps him down pretty easily that time. Right into the guard with 3.5 minutes to work.
That's what you don't want, is the takedown to get easier in rounds 4 and 5.
And you saw the cuts opened up on the face of Rafael Dos Anjos.
Watch out for the grip. Watch out for the left grip. Cut to the side. Cut the back. Cut the back. Cut the back. Yes.
Dos Anjos trying to scramble back. Kamaru Usman, the body lock on the back.
And you'll notice with Kamaru Usman, he's not necessarily trying to put hooks in. Just put one in, but it hasn't really been a jiu-jitsu battle. He's been just basically using wrestling rides to put pressure on Dos Anjos. Wear him down, take the energy out of him. A little bit of ground and pound. Not trying to submit Dos Anjos, not trying to get him out, get the hooks in. It's ride him out, beat him up.
Get the grip. Break that grip and push. Look at the kata over there.
Halfway through this 4th round now. Usman, as he so often has, blue collar, steady pressure, grinding style. He's the captain of the deep water boat, this guy.
Step on the leg, come out on the half guard. Get a control for him.
And Dos Anjos, you see just finding fewer and fewer exits, fewer and fewer ways out, tactically speaking. Pressure so far is devastating.
Kamaru Usman is over the century mark in total strikes, approaching 120. Takedowns repeatedly throughout the 4 rounds. Now trying to flatten out Dos Anjos and land some big left elbows.
A lot of those strikes just like this, short shots on the ground. Dos Anjos, no way to defend.
Some more ground and pound as now he fishes for the neck.
More of a cradle position. Right arm is around the kneecap. You guys can't see it in that angle, but it's a cradle. He's not in guillotine position. The thing about the cradle is it just keeps somebody from getting up. It's a great control position.
And now Dos Anjos far on his back.
His face is just a mask of blood now.
Some body shots there from the hammer fists before he goes back up top. Dos Anjos trying for a Hail Mary, trying to lock up an arm maybe, or see what he can throw at him from the bottom.
Hips are just not in the right position. It's very hard for him to get. It's crawling up a little bit, but angle just isn't there.
Final seconds of round 4. More dominant than the last for Kamaru Usman. But Dos Anjos has survived to a 5th and final round, which is coming up.
Blow it out, Hop. Big lungs. You got to fill those lungs up, bud. Listen, you know we got to go for broke right now. You know you got to go for it, all right? We put it on him. As soon as he starts backing up, we got to just stay working, all right? You got to be offensive this entire round.
Oh, his fucking chest. Make him stop. Stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Okay? Listen, you start again with your jab. Find your jab, you find your right hand. When you throw a left hook, throw it to here. Not throw it to the face, throw it lower. He's not so big.
Fight! Last round.
We're in the final stages of our main event here. 5th and final round at welterweight. Impressive performance for the lower ranked but favored fighter here in Kamaru Usman. As his coach Henry Hoof told him, stop him. He's trying to do that here.
This is where we find out what kind of fighter Kamaru Usman is. He's ahead, I think, comfortably heading into the last round. He could coast, but will he go out there and get the finish he has talked about, the finish that he thinks will get him a title shot? This is where you get to prove it.
Locked up for the moment, drags Rafael Dos Anjos to a knee. Dos Anjos is up on another trip, this time from Usman. And now looking to take his back.
And can Dos Anjos, the former champion, dig deep and get a comeback? And this guy has been pretty much dominating him for 5 rounds. He's had his moments, but he hasn't hurt Kamaru Usman. He needs to hurt him bad now.
Into the double digits with takedowns now for Usman in this 5th round, 10 of 17. Heavy shot with the right hand. Dos Anjos is going to dig deep. Might dig all the way to China with how deep he's got to dig after all these energy-sapping takedowns, heavy shots from Usman. Oh, now some short uppercuts on the inside from Usman. Dos Anjos firing back.
Yes, body shots there. Yes.
Body shots is what Henry Hoof wanted. Usman started the round with that.
But his best punches so far have been at medium range on the feet.
You know where you at.
Needs a little bit more space to land those.
Under 3 minutes left now.
If he really wants to finish, he might break away here. Try and get back to that medium range. But so far, he's content to stay chest to chest and outwork Dos Anjos like he has throughout this fight.
Changes levels, does Usman. And now Dos Anjos going to try to get his arm under the chin.
Guillotines don't work without the hips, unfortunately, and the hips are not in the right position. He needs to sneak that bottom leg through. Then he has a chance of the guillotine. It will not happen from here.
Usman's got that.
Yep, it's got that
left
near leg
arm wrapped
control.
it up.
Yep. Until he gets back to guard, this is ornamental. And he's around the leg, that's it.
Well, Usman fighting off a few submission attempts throughout this fight, while continuing to control almost every minute. Ground and pound now from Usman.
Man, he's showing a lot of gas for having gone through a 25-minute fight. He is keeping the pressure on Dos Anjos, not letting him off the hook at all.
Usman trying to split the guard.
Get your hips in, yeah, like that. Now break it and elbow. Break the hip, feel it, elbow. Hey, that's for nothing. You need to do that.
We're saying break the hips and elbow.
Let's go, man. Go right now. That's it. Keep working on the body.
Steady body shots there as we show you the control time of more than 3 full rounds worth. And Dos Anjos, wow, is barely registered. Well, he might not get the finish, but statement made against the 3rd-ranked welterweight tonight.
Yeah, dominant performance from start to finish. And I like what we saw with his striking. I like what we saw with his ground and pound. We knew he had control. We knew he had the takedown, but man, some vicious attacks at certain points in this fight. A couple times, the only thing that kept Dos Anjos in it was his heart, his championship heart. Can't question that.
Final 30 seconds now.
Break to the other side. 20 seconds. Come on, let's go.
Corner still trying to will him to finish this one.
Can't take your punches home with you. Gotta spend them all. Looks like he's doing it.
More elbows from Usman as we hit the final 10 seconds. Dos Anjos, heart of a warrior, which we knew he was. But this night will belong to the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. A dominant performance for 25 minutes. Mom loves it. And why not?
Great stuff from Kamaru Usman. Man, he wanted a statement-making performance. That was a wipeout, an absolute wipeout. Dos Anjos not able to get the space he wanted, throw the combinations he wanted. It's all about the takedown. And pointing to his hand, open, everything's fine, but he threw that a lot. Inside the takedown. Beautiful stuff from Kamaru Usman. It seems like it got easier as the fight progressed. The more minutes went by, the easier it was for Kamaru Usman to get the takedown. And I like what we saw inside with the body shots. I liked his medium range punches as well. His ground and pound knees. It seemed like everything was clicking for him tonight. And man, a great performance against a guy who had looked good at 170, a former champ at 55, a guy who had thrown some fearsome punches but couldn't land any tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals: 50-43, 49-45, and 48-47. All for your winner by unanimous decision, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.